in this one. First of all, what is mean by the alcohol? Okay, so what is mean by the alcohol? Alcohols, phenols, and ethers. Okay, alcohols, phenols, and ethers. Now you got the clarity? Now here, so which we can call as a alcohols means the organic compounds, which contains OH group. The organic compounds which contains OH group is called alcohol. Okay, the organic compounds which contains OH group is called alcohols. Okay, and the second one here. So whatever the alcohols we have here, okay, some different types of the alcohols are there. All those are alcohols also we can call as a hydroxy derivatives. Okay, alcohols also we can call hydroxy derivatives. Okay, and what is the general formula of the alcohols? What is the general formula of alcohols? Samita, what is the general formula of the aliphatic alcohols?
ROH.
General formula of the alcohols is equal to ROH. Generally, how we can write as means here ROH. So general representation of the alcohols is ROH. How we can represent the alcohols here? Generally means here ROH. Okay. So generally we can represent as a ROH. And what is the general formula of the aliphatic alcohols? General formula.
Benzene with OH group attached to it.
Okay. So general formula of aliphatic alcohols. So what is the general formula of the aliphatic alcohols means here? CnH2n plus 2O minus. So what is the general formula of the aliphatic alcohols means? CnH2n plus 2. Okay, plus 2O is called as here general formula of the aliphatic alcohols. Sir, what are the examples of the general so the aliphatic alcohols? Is any examples for the aliphatic alcohols? CH3OH, methanol, and C2H5OH, ethanol, and propanol, CH3 bond, CH2 bond, CH2 bond OH. So all these are we can call as a aliphatic alcohols. Okay. So yeah, what is the suffix of the alcoholic functional group now? What is the suffix of the alcoholic functional group? Suffix of alcoholic functional group.
All, OL.
OL, all my. Okay. Suffix of alcoholic functional group is equal to alcoholic functional group. Alcoholic functional group. Suffix of the alcoholic functional group is equal to OL. Okay. Clear? And so based on this one, so based on the number of OH groups, okay, actually alcohols are they plays an important role in daily life also. So where we are using as alcohols means alcohols are used as a starting materials to prepare as a large number of organic compounds. Okay, alcohols also we can use as here starting materials to prepare as a large number of organic compound. Sir, what is the example for that one means here? We prepare as a haloalkanes. We prepare haloalkanes or not from the alcohols. When the alcohols are treated with the PCl3, PCl5, thionyl chloride and all, they form as alkyl halides here. Okay, so that is one of the example. So alcohols also we can use as a organic soil, that means here starting materials to synthesize the large number of organic compounds. Okay. At the same time, some of the alcohols are they used in a body deodorants also. Okay. So some of the alcohols are they can use as a body deodorants, and some alcohols are they can use as an antiseptic agents. Sir, what is the example for that one means here? Ethanol. Okay, what is the example means here? Ethanol. So ethanol is nothing but spirit here. Ethanol is called as a spirit, rectified spirit and all we are calling. So where we are using as a rectified spirit and all means here cleaning of the wounds and all. So why we are there using as a rectified spirit as a cleaning of the wounds means because of it act as a antiseptic agent. At the same time in corona time, okay, corona time we used as a this one what we can call. So many everyone we used to. Generally, I forgot the name. Sanitizers. Sanitizers. In corona time, you used as sanitizer or not? Samhita, Ritu,
Yes, sir.
in corona time, you used as
Yes, sir.
sanitizers or not? Ah,
Yeah, sir.
okay. Sanitizers also they contain the alcohol group here. So which alcohol it is that means here? Ethanol it is there. So due to that reason only here alcohols are they plays an important role in daily life. So okay, and we are studying about the phenol. Phenols also we can use as an antiseptic agent. Sir, where we can use as a phenol means phenol is used in Dettol and Savlon. You remember we are using as a Dettol. Dettol is there. In Dettol, 4% of the phenol it will be there. Okay, so Dettol is containing here 4% of the phenol, and Savlan also it contains the 4% of the phenol. Dettol and Savlan also they contain the phenol. Phenols also they act as antiseptic agents. Now we got the clarity. Okay, next here we have a different types of the alcohols. So based on the number of OH groups, we have a different types of the alcohol. Okay, based on number of OH groups. Based on number of OH groups. Based on number of OH groups, we have a different types of the alcohols. Based on number of OH groups, different alcohols are there. Okay, our alcohols are classified into different types. Okay, alcohols are classified into different types. In this one, first one is called as a monohydric alcohols. First one is called as a monohydric alcohols. Sir, what is meant by the monohydric alcohols means if the compounds are containing only one OH group. Okay, what is meant by the monohydric alcohols here? If the compounds are containing only one OH group here. Okay, the compounds are containing contains only one OH group. Only one OH group is called monohydric alcohols. Is called monohydric alcohols. So what are the examples of the monohydric alcohols, ma? Is any example for the monohydric alcohols? CH3OH. Methanol is the example of monohydric alcohol. Okay, methanol. So methanol is the example of here monohydric alcohol. And ethanol, C2H5OH. C2H5 is an example of ethanol. Also, it is the ethanol. Ethanol also it is an example of here monohydric alcohol. So all these are they contain the only one OH group. And phenol also. For example, phenol. So what is the molecular formula of the phenol on benzene ring? If it is OH group, it is that means that we can call as a phenol. Even phenol also it is an example of monohydric alcohol. Now we got the clarity. And polyhydric alcohols. Polyhydric alcohols. So what is meant with the polyhydric alcohols? Which we can call as a polyhydric alcohols.
Which has two OH groups.
The compounds which contains more than two here. The compounds which contain more than two OH groups means that we can call as a polyhydric alcohols. Okay, which we can call as a polyhydric alcohols means the alcohols which contains more than two hydroxy groups. Two hydroxy groups are called polyhydroxy groups. Are called polyhydroxy groups. So now you got the clarity here. So the alcohols which contains more than two hydroxy group is called as a polyhydroxy groups. In this one, dihydric alcohols. One example is here. Dihydric alcohols. Dihydric alcohol. So what is the simplest example of the dihydric alcohols means here? CH2 bond OH bond CH2 bond OH. Okay. So what is the IUPAC name of this one? This also we can write as a ethane 1,2 diol. So what is the IUPAC name of this one here? IUPAC name of this one is ethane 1,2 diol. Okay. And what is the common name of this one means here? We can write as a ethylene. We can write as a ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol. So what is the common name of this one means here? Ethylene glycol. What is the IUPAC name of this one means? Ethane 1,2 diol. So because of suffix of the alcoholic functional group is OH. Okay. Sir, why we wrote as a 1,2 means while writing the IUPAC names here. So what are the rules we have to follow, ma? Can you remind once again? Ritu. What are the rules we have to follow while writing the IUPAC names? What are the rules we have to follow, ma? No one is giving the answer. Please, can you explain the IUPAC rules and regulations, ma?
We have to check to which group they are, like to which number they are attached. We have to name the longest chain. Are these like the rules, sir?
First of all, we have to select the longest chain. What are the rules we have to follow means here? First of all, we have to select the longest chain. Okay. After that, we have to select the branched chains here. So next, what we have to select means here, branched chain we have to select. Okay. So after selecting the branched chain and functional group, so we have to give the numbering. Substituents and functional groups has to get as a least number. Substituents and branched chains has to get as a least number. Okay. Next one. And here, while writing the IUPAC name, substituent names we have to write in an alphabetical order. While writing the IUPAC name, first we have to write as a prefix, root word, suffix. So we have two types of the suffix: primary suffix and secondary suffix. Primary suffix is represent as the given compound is saturated or unsaturated. Secondary suffix is represent as a functional group. Okay, so that's why according to that one, first to check it out, ma. So we have a root word. Root word is containing two carbon atoms. So root word is containing how many carbon atoms here? Root word is containing two carbon atoms. These two carbon atoms are attached with the two OH group. After selecting the root word, we have to give the numbering 1 and 2. Okay, so that's why we wrote as ethane 1,2 diol because of two OH groups are there. So two alcoholic functional groups can be represented with di. That's why we wrote as a diol. And what is the common name is? Common name is we can write as ethylene glycol. Sometimes generally we can call as a glycol also. Okay, so what are the another examples of the dihydric alcohols means? Here, catechol. What is another example means here? Catechol. Here also OH. Here also OH it will be there. So this we can call as a catechol. Okay, and second one is called as a resorcinol. Okay, second one is called as a resorcinol. OH, and this we can call as a OH. So what is the name of this one? Means this we can call as a resorcinol. That we can call as here resorcinol here. Okay. So what is the name? This means resorcinol. Resorcinol. Okay. And last one is one more. It is there. Phenol. This also we can write as here phenol. Here also OH is there, and here also OH is there. So this we can call as a hydroquinone. This we can call as a hydroquinone. This we can write as here hydroquinone. Okay, so all these are the examples of the dihydric alcohols. Because of these two, all these are attaches with the two OH groups now. Hence we can call as a dihydric alcohol. Okay, and trihydric alcohols. So trihydric alcohols means how many OH groups it has to be there? Trihydric alcohols. Trihydric alcohols means how many alcohol groups it has to be there, ma? How many alcoholic groups it has to be there? So 3 alcoholic groups it has to be there. So what is the best example for the trihydric alcohol means here? CH2 bond OH. CH2. This we can call as a glycerol. Glycerol. This we can call as a glycerol. What is the name of the compound means? This we can call as a glycerol. Okay. And what is the IUPAC name here? Any one of you? What is the IUPAC name of the given compound? What is the IUPAC name of the given compound?
Propane 3-triol. 1,2,3-triol.
Very good, ma. So propene 1, 1, 2, 3 triol. Okay. And polyhydric alcohol. Polyhydric alcohol. Okay. So what is the example of the polyhydric means here? CH2 bond OH bond CH bond OH taken 4 times bond CH2 bond OH. Okay, so this how many OH groups are there? Total 6 OH groups are there. So what is the name of the given compound means? Mannitol. So what is the name of the given compound means here? Mannitol. So all these are the different examples. So based on the number of OH groups, alcohols are classified into different types. Okay, now you got the clarity. Okay, and here one more classification also it is there. So again, alcohols are classified into 3 types. So primary alcohol, secondary alcohol, and tertiary alcohol. So what is the primary alcohol? What is the secondary alcohol? And what is the tertiary alcohol? Ma? Again, monohydric alcohols. Monohydric alcohols are again it is classified into 3 types. Monohydric alcohols are classified into 3 types. Monohydric alcohols are classified into 3 types. What are the 3 types of the monohydric alcohols are there? Again, some questions are there. If you know that one means based on that one, we can explain the reactivity also. Okay, so we have 3 types of the alcohols are there. So one is called as a primary alcohol, and the second one is called as a secondary alcohol, and tertiary alcohol. So what is the example for the primary alcohol? Is any example for the primary alcohol? First of all, what is meant the primary alcohol? What is meant by the primary alcohol? Any one of you?
But only one alkyl group is attached to OH.
Only one alkyl group
is attached to OH.
No, ma. That is not called as a primary alcohol. Aditi, what is the primary alcohol? Aditi. I'll explain my here. Amma, CH3 bond, CH2 bond, OH. Ethanol. Ethanol is the example of the primary alcohol. Ethanol is example of primary alcohol. Sir, how you are telling that ethanol is the example of the primary alcohol? Means the OH group is attaches to the primary carbon. The OH group is attaches to the primary carbon. Sir, what is the primary carbon means? The carbon which is attaches with neighboring one carbon atom. If the neighboring only one carbon atom it is, that we can call as a primary. The carbon which is attaches with the only neighboring one carbon atom in that we can call as a primary carbon. Okay, the OH group which is attaches to the primary carbon is called as a primary alcohol. Now we got the clarity, all of you. Aditi, Ritu, Samhita, Sai, Akshit.
Yeah, sir, got it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now all of you got the clarity here. What is the primary alcohol means? The OH group which is attaches to the primary carbon is called as a primary alcohol. Now I'm going to write one example here. So I'll write one example. Just you have to tell whether it is a primary alcohol first. I'll write by here. So secondary alcohol also I can explain. Secondary alcohol. Sir, what is with the secondary alcohol means here? The OH group which is attaches to the secondary carbon. Sir, what is with the secondary carbon means? The carbon which is attaches with the neighboring two carbon atoms. This side also one carbon atom is there. This side also one carbon atom is there. So the OH group attaches with the secondary carbon is called as a secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol can be represented with the 2 degree. Secondary alcohols can be represented with the 2 degree. And what is meant by the tertiary alcohol, ma? Tertiary alcohol. Sir, what is the example for the tertiary alcohol? And what is meant by the tertiary alcohol means if the OH group is attaches to the tertiary carbon. Okay, so that means the carbon which is attaches with the neighboring 3 carbon atom. CH3 bond CH3, bond CH3. Now, if you see means the carbon is surrounded by the 3 carbon atoms, neighboring 3 carbon atom, and the carbon is becomes as a tertiary carbon. If the OH group is attaches to the tertiary carbon is called as a tertiary alcohol. Okay, so now you got the clarity. So monohydric alcohols are classified into 3 types. Okay, so what are the 3 types we are having means? One is primary alcohol, secondary alcohol, tertiary alcohol. So what is mean the primary alcohol means here? The OH group which is attaches to the primary carbon is called as a primary alcohol. Okay, what is mean the secondary alcohol means? The OH group which is attaches to the secondary carbon is called as a secondary alcohol. Okay, the OH group is attaches to the tertiary carbon is called as a tertiary alcohol. Now I'll give some examples. We can find out. Okay, yeah. I'll give some examples here. For example, CH3 bond, CH2 bond, OH. Okay, better I'll write. I don't want to write this one. So, all of you, do you have idea about the lining structures? Do you have any idea about the lining structures? I give some structures here. First one, Samita. So first one is either it is the primary alcohol or secondary alcohol or tertiary alcohol. First one is either it is the primary alcohol or secondary alcohol or tertiary alcohol.
Sir, can I answer?
One second, Ritu. Okay, Ritu. So what is the answer for the first one, Ritu? What is the answer for the first one? Whether the given alcohol is primary alcohol or secondary alcohol or tertiary alcohol. Make it fast. Ritu? What is the answer for the first one? Samhita, Aditi, what is the answer for the first one?
So the first one's primary, sir.
First one is primary. Second one?
Second degree. Third one is tertiary.
Very good one. So second one is secondary and third one is here tertiary. Okay. Now Sai Akshit. Sai Akshit, second examples here. One more I had given. The first one is primary alcohol or secondary alcohol or tertiary alcohol. Sai Akshit. Aditi. Aditi. Make it fast, ma. Ritu.
Primary, sir.
First one is the primary. What about the second one?
Secondary.
Secondary, sir.
Last one.
Tertiary.
Last one
Tertiary.
is here tertiary. Okay. Now first one is the primary. Second one is the secondary because of the OH group is attached to the secondary carbon. And third one is the tertiary. Why we are calling as a tertiary means here the OH group is attached to the tertiary carbon atom. Okay. So now all of you got the clarity which one is called as a primary alcohol, which one is called as a secondary alcohol, and which one is called as a tertiary alcohol. Okay. Now one more question here. Is phenol is example of primary alcohol or secondary alcohol or tertiary alcohol? Phenol. Is phenol is example
Primary,
of
sir.
Samhita. Check
Sir.
it out, Samhita, clearly. That is the primary alcohol.
Yes, sir, because OH is only attached the C.
Ma. It is the carbon atom, na, Samhita?
No, sir, I think it's tertiary.
Ma, first to check it out here. This is the carbon. OH group attached carbon. For OH group attached carbon, this side also one carbon atom it is there. And here also one carbon atom. The OH group attached carbon is attached with neighboring two carbon atoms. If it is attached with the neighboring two carbon atoms means it is secondary only now. How it becomes as a tertiary?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so phenol is example of the secondary alcohol. All of you got the clarity? So phenol is example of secondary alcohol. Still anyone you having doubt? No, na? Okay. And here, the next concept we are having nomenclature part. Okay. So before that one here, just we will check it out the structure. What is the structure of the alcohols? Okay, aromatic alcohols also it is there. So we have an aromatic alcohol. Sir, what are the examples of the aromatic alcohols? Means whatever we wrote downside. So all these are the examples of the aromatic alcohol. Okay, whatever we wrote here. So all this side, downside. So all these are the examples of here aromatic alcohols. Phenols also it comes as here aromatic alcohols based on the nature. Again, alcohols are classified into two types: aliphatic alcohols and aromatic alcohols. Okay, aliphatic alcohols and aromatic. Aliphatic alcohols means which contains the carbon-carbon single bond. The alcohols which contain the carbon-carbon single bond means that we can call as a aliphatic. And the carbons which are having aromatic benzene ring means that we can call as a aromatic alcohol. Okay, now let us see in aliphatic alcohols. In aliphatic alcohols, aliphatic alcohols. In aliphatic alcohols, OH group is attaches to sp3 hybridized carbon atom. sp3 hybridized carbon atom. Okay, in aliphatic alcohols here, OH group is attaches to sp3 hybridized carbon atom. Hybridized carbon atom. Okay. In alkanes, all carbon atoms are exhibits which kind of hybridization, ma? In alkanes, all carbon atoms are exhibits which type of hybridization. For example, I'm taking as a ethane, CH3 bond, CH2 bond, OH. Now what I'm telling that, so in aliphatic alcohols, OH group is attached to the sp3 hybridized carbon atom. That means the OH group is attached carbon is this one only. Na? What is the hybridization of this carbon atom? What is the hybridization of the carbon atom? This one. What is the hybridization? sp3 hybridization. The carbon is exhibit as a sp3 hybridization. Sir, how you are telling that the carbon is exhibit as a sp3 hybridization means this carbon is surrounded by the 4 sigma bonds. If the carbon is surrounded by the 4 sigma bonds means it exhibit as a sp3 hybridization. Okay, the carbon is attached with the 4 sigma bonds. If it is attached with the 4 sigma bonds means it exhibit as here sp3 hybridization. Okay. Here hybridization is it explained shape of the molecule, geometry of the molecule, bond lengths and bond angles also. Hybridization is going to be explained here. Shape of the molecule, okay, bond length and bond angles. So sometimes they're asking the question. So what is the hybridization of the oxygen in alcohols? Anyone know? What is the hybridization of the oxygen in alcohols? What is the hybridization of oxygen in alcohols? Any one of you?
Sir, sp3.
Very good, Ritu. Ritu, how you are telling that the given oxygen is having sp3 hybridization in alcohols? How you are telling, ma, Ritu?
Sir, is it because of the double bonds present?
Ma, once you check it out, I wrote the structure of the alcohol here. I wrote the structure of alcohol. If you see, in this one, what is the central atom is oxygen. We are going to find out the hybridization of the oxygen. So whenever you're going to find out the hybridization of the oxygen means this oxygen is connected with the 2 sigma bonds and on oxygen atom 2 lone pair of electrons. Sir, how you are telling that it is having 2 lone pair of electrons means We can write the electronic configuration. Atomic number of the oxygen. Psi Akshit. What is the atomic number of the oxygen? I think Psi Akshit's left. I know. Atomic number of the oxygen. Samita? Atomic number of the oxygen.
8, sir.
8. Can you tell me the electronic configuration, ma? Fast.
Sir,
1s2,
1s2, 2s2, 2p4.
2p4. So outermost orbital, ma. Total how many electrons are there? 6 electrons are there. Okay. To attain the octet configuration, still how many electrons are required? To attain the octet configuration, still how many electrons are required to the oxygen? Basic concepts I am asking. Octa means how many electrons, ma?
8, sir.
8. Already oxygen in their outermost orbital, it has a 6
It
electrons.
needs 2 electrons.
Okay. So outermost orbital, how many electrons are there? It has a 6 electrons. To attain the octet configuration, still 2 more electrons are required. So it forms as a 2 covalent bonds. How many covalent bonds it is forming here? 2 covalent bonds. So what is mean by the covalent bond? Ritu? What is mean by the covalent bond? Ritu or Aditi? What is mean by the covalent bond? Covalent bond is nothing but mutual sharing of the electrons between two atoms is called as a covalent bond. Now, to form the covalent bond, oxygen is donating 1 electron and carbon also donating 1 electron. Carbon atom also donating 1 electron to form as a 1 sigma bond. Okay. Now, here also oxygen is donating 1 electron and hydrogen also donating 1 electron to form as a sigma bond between the oxygen and hydrogen atom. Okay. Now, out of 6 electrons, 2 electrons are donating. Now, if you see all this one means, so the total number of electrons are surrounded by the oxygen means. So before that, here also 2 lone pairs are there, and here 2, here 2. Total we having 8 electrons. Okay, total it is having 8 electrons. So to attain the octet configuration, it has a 2 lone pair of electrons and 2 bond pair of electrons. Sir, which we can call as a 2 lone pair of electrons means the pair of electrons which are not involving in the bond formation is called as a lone pair of electrons. Whenever it is having 2 lone pair of electrons and 2 bond pair of electrons means it exhibit as a sp3 hybridization. So due to the presence of the 2 lone pair of electrons and 2 bond pair of electrons, it exhibit as a sp3 hybridization. So in alcohols, oxygen is exhibit as a sp3 hybridization. What is the hybridization of the oxygen in alcohols means sp3. Sir, if it is having sp3 means what is the shape? What is the shape? How it look like here? How I wrote ma? It look like as a V shape na? How it is looking like? I wrote like this. Central atom is oxygen and I wrote like this. How it look like? This one is inverted V shape it is there na? This one is here inverted V shape. So then we can call it as a V shape or angular shape or this also we can call as a bent shape. This also we can call as a bent shape. Okay, so that also we can call as a bent shape. And what is the bond angle? What is the bond angle?
109?
What is the bond angle generally in water molecule means methanol? Okay, what is the bond angle you will get? Bond angle. So bond angle you will get as here 109 degrees 5 minutes. So generally tetrahedral shape means we will get as a 109 to 109 degrees 28 minutes. But in this one, what is the bond angle you will get as means here 108 degrees. 108 degrees and 5 minutes is the bond angle. In methanol, what is the bond angle means 108 degrees 5 needs. It is less than that of the tetrahedral. It is less than that of the tetrahedral shape. Okay, so now you got the clarity. In phenol, if you see the phenol, in phenol also oxygen exhibit as a sp3 hybridization, and it is also having bent shape or angular shape. It is having here bent shape or angular shape. But what is the bond angle in the phenol means it is having 108 degrees. Okay, what is the bond angle in phenol means in phenol it is having here 108 degrees. Okay, until here clear. So remaining part we'll discuss in tomorrow. Okay, Aditi, until here understood? Aditi, Ritu, all of you understand or not? Samita?
Yes, sir, understood.
Understood, sir.
So then we'll continue in the next class. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.